How's it going? It's Nasty T, and this is episode 2 of the Optimal Class series. I recommend watching episode 1, the link's in the description. That kind of explains the series, the terminology I'm going to use, and kind of just get you set up for what's going on. So, this is the first gun breakdown of the Optimal Class series. This is how I'm going to tell you how to make the optimal class with the ARX, its strengths, its weaknesses, what perks to package with it. So let's get into it. First, we need to understand what the gun does well. Its strengths, fire rate. This gun fires extremely fast, one of the best assault rifles, really an in-your-face rushing class. You can get damage out of your gun very quickly, kind of like a submachine gun assault rifle hybrid, so that's very good. Also, hip fire, the best hip fire out of assault rifles in the game, and it has that laser sight. This is actually my favorite thing about the gun. It's not the actual hip fire box being smaller, but it's that laser sight, because a lot of the times you have to pre-aim around corners if you're being careful or you're playing very skilled opponents, so you kind of have to drop on them, but that laser gives you a very good indication of where your gun's aiming, because I know we all try to aim the hip fire box when we turn a corner at what we're trying to kill. But sometimes I get a little lost at where my gun is exactly pointing, and that laser sight helps a tremendous amount. So that's actually my favorite thing about this gun, which is you'd think is maybe a small detail. Let's get into the weakness. The accuracy is not spectacular. If you go back and watch episode 1, I break down how accuracy works in this game a little bit better. And it can either kick up vertically or it can move horizontally, and a lot of guns have a combination of both. This gun basically kicks straight up, but it has a mammoth amount of kick. So it's good and bad, because you know it's only going to kick straight up, and you can kind of control it by aiming your control stick slightly down. But those long-range kills are really difficult. You're going to see in this gameplay, I try to get a couple for you guys. That's not exactly my strength, not the strength with this weapon, but I was having a good day. But long-range kills are not super viable for a few reasons. One, the accuracy, like I said, is not great, but also the way damage works, if you watch episode 1, it has to do with range. Instead of 3 shots to kill up close, it gets to about 6 at long ranges, and it feels like you have to hit someone 10 times. When you have to hit them that many times, keep your gun on them for that long, with the amount of kick this gun has, if someone has a sniper or a light machine gun, it's best to just back off, because you're probably not going to win there. They have the class, they have the gun set up for that long range engagement, and you do not. So let's get into the class breakdown. This is still an assault rifle, so we have the grip, because you get about 4 or 5 accurate shots with the ARX before that recoil takes over, and that grip helps. It changes it to about 6, 7, sometimes 8, and the acog scope, like I said, it's still an assault rifle, so you're still going to get those medium range kills, and the zoom on the acog is going to help. The grip on top of that is going to make medium range kills really viable, really things you can absolutely go for. But this is a rusher's weapon, so you do have ready up and quick draw, so you can get in people's faces. Focus is going to be on about 95% of the classes here in the optimal class breakdown, because it's just so important. When you get shot, it stops your gun from kicking up, it keeps you more accurate. Here's where the class really gets different. Lightweight, I don't put that on every class. I put it on certain situations, submachine guns a lot, but this gun, like I said, the range is not great, so you need to get close. You need to be able to move quicker close distances. So lightweight's very good for that. Next, we have sleight of hand, very important, because a lot of submachine guns have a little bit bigger clip, because they know people are going to be shooting from the hip, running around trying to dodge, and they're a little less accurate. But assault rifles don't have that. The ARX has the stock 30, and this gun does shoot so quickly that you're going to run out of ammo more often. So sleight of hand's huge for that. So recapping the perks, we have ready up quick draw, because you need to be able to react very quickly. You have lightweight, because you need to close distances quickly, because the range is not great. Sleight of hand, because this gun will run out of ammo so quickly because it fires so fast and the clip is only 30. And focus, because you need that on every class. If you're shooting someone and you get hit and your gun kicks up, you're not going to hit them and you're going to die. So very important. For support streaks, I like to run ballistic vests on this, because I'm going to be so aggressive. You throw them down, they don't take long, you just zip them up real quick, and then you're going to take extra damage. You're probably going to win an additional 2 fights face-to-face because you have that extra health. Also, I like to run the Moss rocket launcher, because sometimes you are rushing with this class against a good team, and at first, before you get your bearings, before you get comfortable on the map and get map control, you are going to die quite a few times. And if they get a chopper up or something like that, if you can't shoot that down, it can complicate things. So that's very big. And then Oracle, if you're going to run support streaks, you pretty much always run Oracle, because it's bro, I think it's the best streak in the game. So those are your support streaks. You could switch those up if you want. Lastly, the smoke grenade. The reason I put that on is because if you're going to play this aggressive, if you're going to move around this much, you're just going to find yourself on objectives because that's where people are. I'd say this is the most lenient part of the class. You could definitely switch that up for a grenade, for C4, whatever you like. That's definitely your room to switch things up, change it however you see fit. But that's the optimal class for the ARX. The most important things, the ACOG scope, that's key because the gun's recoil so high. This is the most important part of the video. The recoil is so high that a lot of times you cover up what you're shooting with the gun. I know people have had that problem before. And the reason you use the ACOG scope is because you get that mild zoom for medium range kills. But when the gun kicks up, because where your bullets are firing and where the gun actually is so... the difference is so much with the ACOG scope. It's very important because you can see enemies once your gun kicks up, and when you recorrect, you'll be able to hit them. So, my name's Nasty T, that's the ARX Optimal class, and thanks for the view.